lose connection. However, I did manage to restart the stream before the safety car restart. We're right on board with Tichy, and Tichy actually spins out, trying to heat up his tires, and because of that, Tichy has gone into this, unfortunately massively slipped off, and that promotes Mini Abmo into the podium positions. Pasty all of a sudden getting past Tichy. And we can see a bunch of the cars, we can see a bunch of drivers going side by side with each other into turn 1. There's 3 wide in the form of MBMA, the Mighty Chump, and Pointers going into this corner. We can see MBMA breaks super late and keeps his position. Mighty Chump manages to make a massive overtake on Parker. Parker trying to get the switchback on this occasion, does manage to get the switchback done very nicely, as there's once again a bunch of cars going side by side. And now the Naked Champ making a move on Vitor, makes a super late lunge and gets past both the AlphaTauris on this occasion.
Yeah, that was a good restart, and oh, you can see Mighty Chump spun out and tagged CRF as well. So Mighty Chump has spun and possibly given CRF their wing damage, as MBMA now closing in on Pointers, as he's going to try and make the move into the before DRS is enabled, gets the switch back as Pointers goes extremely wide, and now suddenly MBMA is up into P5. This is going to give him a great chance to end up on the podium here.
And a driver who's going to be very happy with this current situation is Abmo, sitting in P2 with 12 lap old mediums, is roughly a second behind Mini Turns, who does have a time penalty. We do have another yellow flag in sector 3, and that may be the yellow flag of that may be the Mercedes of the Naked Champ.
So yeah, Pasty now, with the tire advantage, is going to try and make these moves as quick as possible before his tires even drop off in the slightest, as he tags the back of Abmo.
And Abmo spins out!
Abmo has spun, and Pasty has got front wing damage from that. That is going to promote MBMA up into P2, surely, after Pasty has to pit to repair his front wing. That was sloppy. That was sloppy from Pasty, as he's taken Abmo out completely.
We can see the Aston Martin of Tichy getting past Noof Squid, and all of a sudden Groen now also getting past the Mercedes of Noof Squid, as there's a bit of contact between some of these drivers. And how unfortunate is this for Abmo? He was sitting in the prime spot in P2, no penalties, kept his nose clean, obviously didn't have the tire advantage. However, it was still too much for Pasty to handle, as MBMA manages to get past him now.
Yeah, that's just disappointing from Pasty. He's cost a driver possibly their first win of the season so far, and definitely robbed them of a podium.
And we can see Vitor going side by side with the rest of the drivers, and now all of a sudden CRF getting past Pointers all of a sudden.
Yeah, CRF manages to get the move done before the straight, but that's going to give Pointers some good motivation to use some ERS, maybe try and fight the position back a little, as he is getting closer and closer, but maybe not close enough, as CRF goes defensive and Pointers has to settle behind him for P7. Yeah, in the span of a few corners, this entire race has shifted. Now it looks like MBMA might be the one in the prime spot. If Mini Turns, if we actually take a look at what the penalties are looking like. So yeah, if MBMA can manage to get past Mini Turns, then he might be looking at a win here. Either way, it is a podium. With the tire advantage, it's going to be tough to try and close in 3 seconds and 3 laps. Vitor following close behind Parker as well.
Easy Vitor roughly 2/10 behind Parker on this occasion. We saw the Williams make a move on his own teammate, as Parker goes extremely wide into that corner, which may allow Vitor to possibly make a run, and it does. They're both side by side into the castle section. Parker brakes very late and goes massively over the curves there, obtaining another 3-second time penalty. And all of a sudden CRF now coming into the equation, tries to go down the inside of Vitor. However, Vitor manages to cover off the position very well. CRF currently still in P6. MBMA sets the fastest lap time of this race, and Pasty's completely spun off. Actually, no, Pasty's I think gone into the pits.
Yeah, Pasty enters the pits there because of his front wing damage, man. He just thinks he can't keep carrying on. As we can see, Vitor gets past Parker as well on that long straight. So now CRF has some motivation to get the move done, but he is not able to on this occasion, maybe with a better exit. Gonna try the move. As we can see, Vitor is out of ERS, and CRF is going to have a lunge down the inside, brakes extremely late and makes contact there with Parker, and Parker breaks his front wing off of that. Oh no! Parker has got front wing damage.
So along with the 20 seconds of penalties that Parker has accumulated throughout this entire race, he has now broken his front wing too. So he will most likely be coming into pit unless he decides to stay out for the rest of the lap. Mini Turns gets another 3-second time penalty, and all of a sudden MBMA is now brought into contention to win this race. Vitor, if he can manage to make up just enough amount of time, he will be looking at a possible win as well, as we have another yellow flag through sector 1 and 2, and that is the AlphaTauri of the Mighty Chump.
So yeah, MBMA now in a prime position to win this race. All Mini had to do was hold on for a couple more laps as Vitor sets the fastest lap of the session. MBMA now well within his penalty window to try and win this race, provided that he can keep it on track for these last 2 laps. He should be looking at his first win. Or is it his first win?
MBMA?
Yeah.
No, I believe MBMA... No, this season? No. This season, yes. MBMA finished P2 in Imola, which was his best chance to win the race. Regardless, Abmo now, obviously, tragic what happened to him earlier in this race. Now currently sitting in P7, definitely trying to make up a few positions. Can't do nothing yet, still too far back on pointers on this occasion. However, if he can manage to keep the gap, he will be jumping up a bunch of positions, as Parker does have a 20-second time penalty and Pointers has a 30-second time penalty. So if Abmo can keep this clean for the next few laps, we will be looking at him jump up into P5.
Yeah, so Rigo is very happy in chat about MBMA. Yeah, he's never won a league race in 5
Actually,
seasons.
as a matter of fact, Pointers goes extremely wide into that corner. Now Abmo isn't waiting to just get the points, get the position on penalties. He manages to make the move before the corner even begins and promotes himself up into P6.
Yeah, that was good from Abmo. Unfortunate what happened with him, but he's trying to fight back now, as we can see CRF with DRS on Vitor, but both of the drivers out of ERS, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can make a move, as he is gaining a substantial amount. Going to try it around the outside, brakes extremely late, tries to squeeze Vitor to the inside, but Vitor defending for all his might there and manages to hold on, but CRF has got the better exit, draining every last percent of his battery, trying to get this move done. He's going to try around the outside once again, brakes late. Vitor trying to defend, but there's a bit of contact there as CRF runs over the curbs and is able to get the position on this occasion down the inside.
Weezo Vitor not completely done as yet. We'll try to stick around with CRF. There is another yellow flag through sector 1 and 2, and that is the Ferrari of Groen, I believe. Regardless, Vitor managing to keep it very, very close with the Ferrari. If he can get a better run out of this corner, he will definitely be looking to make a run. Has DRS wide open, can't do anything as of yet. Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't even realize we're right on board with the race winner at this current stage. It is Mini Turns. He does come across the line and wins the Mexican Grand Prix. MBMA comes across the line, and MBMA manages to get in P2. CRF, we're right on board with him, comes across the line, finishes in P3. Vitor finishes in P4. Parker finishes in P5, but Parker will obviously drop down massively. Abmo finishes in a net P5. Pointers finishing in P6.
All MBMA had to do was hold on, and he didn't.
Oh no, the Naked Champ in P7, Tichy in P8, Noof Squid in P9, and Groen, your championship leader in P10. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will round off your top 10 here at Mexico.
So all MBMA had to do was keep within that penalty window. Rigo saying he lost 7/10 in the third sector. He binned it once again.
MBMA costed himself this race win, unfortunately. However, we will be trying to get him in for an interview to see if he's willing to talk to us about it.
That is so unlucky for MB. Yeah, missing out by such a slender margin at the end there. That is not what he wanted at all. So close to the win, but not able to get it. 400s. Yeah, that gutting is right, Reaper. Gutting is right.
Once again, we look at your race winner, Mini Turns, who has won 2 races in a row now, so he's obviously on a complete hot streak at this current moment. Regardless, Many Turns wins the Mexican Grand Prix. MBMA finishes in P2, and CRF finishes in P3. I'll try to get these drivers in for an interview and see if they're willing to talk to us.
So, word from MBMA is that the fireworks lagged his game and the racing line disappeared, and that's why he lost 7/10 in the last sector. Oh no.
All right, I have invited the drivers who finished on the podium into the party for hopefully an interview. We'll just wait on them to join up, and then I think we should be good. Hello? Hey, Minnie, congratulations on your second race win. How do you feel, man? You've been on a complete hot streak recently. So, talk to me about your race. What happened? Like, obviously there was a complete chaotic race. We had a ton of safety cars there and a ton of penalties to deal with. Hmm. Right. Well, we'll leave that up to the stewards to decide, but we can't take away from what was an overall fantastic race from your end. So, talk me through this. You win at China, you win here at Mexico. What are you looking at, man? You're trying to take this title away from Groen. We've seen that he's obviously been dominating this championship. So it's great to see drivers like you come along and really contend and give him a run for his money. Right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'll shift my attention over to MBMA. MBMA, please tell me, Sector 3, you had that position. What happened?
Yeah. Like I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, I have noticed this in previous races or like when I've been practicing. Like when the fireworks comes up, my screen gets all blurry. But it's a bit slow speed. But oh my mother, I have clipped it and I can send it, but my screen gets all blurry. And but then I also had a small moment in the last corner. But yeah, it is what it is.
That's very tough. Regardless, you had a very interesting race as well. I saw you were shifting up and down the whole grid. You were sitting P8 at one point, then you finished on the podium. But this must be a great bounce back from you. Obviously, the last time you were on the podium was, I believe, Imola, right?
Yeah, I reckon so. The first race, yeah, like my race, it was a difficult one for the brain. Like I had a pretty good damn, I had a pretty good first corner. Then like they not brake checked me, but they braked very early. I think there was contact between, I don't know, it was Victor and someone, and so I slightly tapped him, lost my front wing, so I had to pit lap one. Went to the hards, then another safety car didn't know what to do really, if I should stay out at track position. But there were so many, so went up to the medium, worked my way up, then stayed out for the next safety car. I worked my way up, then I unfortunately got a like dirty air of P2, I don't remember who it was, and I spin. Then it was just back to grinding. then
Yeah.
then I worked my way up to P8, then another safety car onto the softs, and then just floor it.
Fair enough. Well, a big congratulations for a welcome back to the podium positions as well. So
Thank you,
I
mate.
hope you can
It's
keep
been
up
rough
this.
with all the rain.
Yeah, I can imagine Tier 3 with all the rain that it's had. It must be a big sigh of relief for all of you guys to finally have no rain. But CRF, congratulations on your podium too. You've been on an absolute run lately. Both you and Garoan are completely dominating in the Ferraris. What's your secret, man? It's like I've been talking to you so often lately.
Yeah, I don't know. This week, I had some good pace. I just had a little bad luck in the beginning, and I don't know, just putting in the grind, you know?
I can imagine that you put in a lot of hours of practice. So talk me through your race. Tons of safety cars. I mean, were you expecting tons of safety cars on this track? I personally didn't. I thought considering Tier 3's managed to keep it very, very clean for the whole season, safety cars were the last thing on my mind around a track like Mexico. But obviously you guys had like four of them.
Yeah, if it's not the rain, it's the safety car. So we just can't get a good pace going in any race we have. So,
No,
yeah, but honestly, I was a little surprised with all the safety cars today.
yeah, most definitely. But a big congrats to you as well. So talk me through your race, man. How was it from your perspective?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty chaotic. I knew if I got a good start, because that's my weak point, that I'd be all right. But then again, I didn't. So, spun out, went to the back. There's a couple incidents in there. I think I tapped Luke one time, went off the track once, and then all these guys were spinning around. So I didn't even know where I was going to end up. I was just like, if I just keep racing, who knows? And this is where I'm at, I guess.
Well, I mean, no better place to be than on the podium. So a big congrats to you guys. And once again, yeah, thank you all so much for taking the time out to talk to me. And that will do it all for this week of Tier 3. I'll take a quick look at the standings. So next week we will be going to Belgium for the next weekend race. A very interesting track there and obviously a historic track. So we look forward to seeing you all over there. Until then, I want you all to take care of yourselves. Thank you all so much for tuning into Tier 3. And hope you all...
Take care, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah, have a good one, brother.
we'll see you all soon.